the voters to wash hands before they get into the queue. And even when you get into the queue, it won't be the usual jam-packed queue. There will be social distancing. We are going to deploy a constable to ensure, specifically to ensure the SOPs are observed. The constable is going to be deployed primarily for that purpose. The other constable is to ensure law and order prevails, the voters in an orderly come to the polling station in an orderly manner, not pushing one another. Who is going to enforce SOPs among this crowd of 800 people for 10 or 12 hours? Who? So that's why the commission says it is purely for practical reasons that we are urging voters to go back. We know the law, what the law says. But the commission is also given powers under the law to put in place such measures as they deem are necessary for the smooth execution of what the law governing elections empowers them to do. We have that mandate under the law. That's why we said no campaign mass rallies. See, within the law, we exercised the powers under the law. So it is in that regard, therefore, when the politicians say, ladies and gentlemen, I have heard some of the candidates and other people say, don't leave, stay there, guard our vote. Then what is the role of the two agents? Why did you put them there? Are you putting morons as agents? I thought you were there for a purpose. And we train those agents for free. The Electoral Commission offers to train the agents of the candidates free of charge, so that they can get acquainted or acclimatized with the going zone at the polling station. To me, those are sufficient vote protectors. In any event, we now have, of course, the argument is always that the incumbent is going to cheat. The incumbent is going to cheat. Okay, we have one incumbent and 10. The 10 already have 2 agents each. Those are 20. You want to tell me the 2 agents of this incumbent are going to overpower the 20 of the Ivanang? Is that what you are insinuating? Then you have the agents for the parliamentary candidates. I'm told in Ruvaga here, how many are there in one of the constituencies? 15 candidates, parliamentary, no. 15. Do you know how many agents those are? 30. The candidates, presidential candidates are how many? 11. Those are 22. Those are 52 agents. Then the woman MP, woman MP. How many are there? 5. Those are 10. So you are talking of agents who are about 60 plus in a squeezed polling area. Polling station. You have not added our polling officials that we are going to employ at that polling station. So you have, for 10 or 12 hours, you have a contingent of 70 mandatory personnel at that polling station. Then so these vote protectors, the voters, the wananchi, whom you are urging, mind you, there will be some distance off the polling station. In this sense, they are not even observing what is taking place at that inside the polling station. It is the agents who are watching what is taking place. So in our humble view as a commission, candidates, I want to assure you, you have sufficient manpower in the form of your vote protectors, and those are your agents. And therefore you don't need to extol or to appeal to these other masses, the voters, that they remain there to protect your vote. You don't need. Please, let's be mindful of the dangers of possible confrontation between the various supporters of the different candidates, and also being mindful of breaching the SOPs and exposing our people to the virus. Mind you, whoever is approaching the polling station has not gone through a COVID test. No. It's not going to happen. Such that you can say, okay, we know all the people who are gathered here in this area. Yes. All those are tested. Their result is negative. Like mine here, I have mine here. For us, you are going to be here, we will have all gone to COVID test. If you are positive, so you cannot even, you will not even know who among that group or that crowd is positive for COVID-19 or not. Then you let people stay in one place for 10 hours, lumped together. Are you being serious? As I wind up, yes, we don't want police to beat up people, please. And we have discussed with the police and security. We want tomorrow to be a very peaceful day. We want it to be peaceful, tranquil, and have a cordial environment that allows the voters to go about the process of exercising their constitutional right. However, and I want to tell the people, security is part and parcel of the electoral process. And their role is primarily to provide a conducive environment that allows peaceful, law-abiding voters go to exercise their right. So the extent of the role or involvement of security on a polling day is determined primarily by the conduct of we the people, the voters and other citizens. If the people remain peaceful, observe the law, and avoid chaos or disruption, security will not come in, will not step in. But security is not going to stand by when some people deliberately orchestrate an episode that is likely to disrupt the polling at a polling the voting at a polling station, or to scare off certain voters or some voters, or to discourage, intimidate, or scare other voters from coming to cast their vote. Security is not going to stand by. So I just wanted to make that clarification. So I want to appeal to the people of Uganda. If you see security in your area, please do not get scared. Do not get alarmed. They are deployed for your own good. They are there to ensure nobody interferes with you or prevents you from leaving your home, moving freely along the village paths or roads, whatever it is, and you go to cast your vote. Because we understand some people want to intimidate certain voters of certain candidates. That is wrong. It's not acceptable. And you want security to stand by? As you are busy executing your nefarious plans and intentions? No. Then in the issue of, yes, I think I've answered the question of 18 million voters from NTV, or brother from NTV Kenya. COVID measures, do you see voting getting beyond 4 p.m.? That's why the commission insists, one, that we deliver materials early so that polling stations open at 7. But even that opening at 7 is predetermined or subject to the presence of 10 voters at that polling station. If 10 registered voters at that polling station report at 10 a.m., for us, we'll have set up our materials and everything. Our polling officials will be in place. Maybe the agents of the candidates will be in place. But the time when actual voting starts is determined by the time the 10 voters at that polling station report at that polling station. That's what determines. But by 7, we want to make sure that all materials will be ready and distributed. So, voting, yes, voting can go beyond 4 p.m. How? The law says that if there are voters in the queue at the polling station, by the clock or by the time of 4 p.m., all those voters are entitled to vote, irrespective of the number. As long as 4 p.m. found them at the polling station, they are entitled to vote in the queue. But this time we are going to manage the queue because we don't want a long queue where people are jam-packed. But as long as they are at the polling station in the queue, even if they are 200 or 300, so in that case, therefore, voting may go on beyond 4 p.m. But what is not acceptable or allowed under the law is for one who comes after 4 p.m., a voter who comes after 4 p.m., even if you are 300 voters and you come after 4 p.m., you will not vote because the time has passed. So voting, therefore, can go on beyond 4 p.m. Depending on how the voters turn up. Either they turn up very early or they decide to turn up late when it is about closing time. Even a voter who approaches the polling station 5 minutes to 4 or 3 minutes to 4 is entitled to cast his or her vote at that polling station. Then the deadline of Saturday, my brother, is not for the commission to say, let's extend this. That is enshrined in the Constitution. It's the Constitution which provides that we shall declare these results within 48 hours. So we do not have the option of saying we cannot do it within this period. We cannot. So that's why we make sure we strive and struggle to ensure that everything is done within time and that the transmission process starts early so that we are able also to meet the constitutional timelines. Will the internet slow down the impact of work? Those of you who are very versed in these things. Peter, can you say something about it? Yeah, we are not, for the transmission of results, I'm being reminded, the transmission of results is not going to depend or to rely on the internet. So we are going to use another system, not the usual internet. So it will not affect our transmission process. Okay, Ben, the president advised that once I think the president was giving his personal opinion. He was giving his personal opinion. Because the process of managing elections is the exclusive mandate of the Electoral Commission. We are the ones who determine what to do in a given situation or scenario. In a given situation, but like any other stakeholder, like now we have just been meeting General Mugisha Muntu. He also gave us his opinions on some of these things, the way we would want things to be done. Because everybody is entitled to their opinion, particularly the stakeholders. So the president, I want you to take it that the president is entitled to give his opinion about something, just like any other candidate or like any other person, but not a directive. He was not giving a directive. He was giving his opinion. The Electoral Commission will determine the appropriate measures to apply in a given scenario where that kind of happening or incident takes place. We shall determine the appropriate way forward. Over 800 national observers, okay, but US has cancelled the I think we have talked about this. We have said it's unfortunate that some of our development partners are reported, because they have not seen anything official yet, are reportedly withdrawing from the observation role. It's unfortunate, but we did accredit them using our discretion, and therefore it's really I don't have much to comment about that one. I think I've answered all the questions. I want to thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We hope tomorrow you will cover this very important national event for the good of the people of Uganda, for the good of ourselves. Let me also take this opportunity to appeal to the people of Uganda to remain peaceful. Let us please ensure that we have a free and fair election, and let us know there is Uganda, our lives are still there beyond tomorrow and the years to come. Thank you. God bless you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Lord Chair, for the briefing and members of the Commission. And that marks the end of our briefing this afternoon. Thank you.
Up next on UBC,